Let's take a couple of moments to talk about how your flow or your ability to create effortlessly, it accelerates when you remove mental friction, these mental obstacles that keep you from being your true creative self. If you want creativity to move faster, if you want creative flow to feel smooth and natural, if you want momentum instead of struggle, try this. Stop trying to push harder and start removing friction. Creative flow accelerates the moment that resistance disappears. One of the most overlooked principles of creative flow is this. It's that flow isn't about force. Flow is about removing what slows you down. Your creativity already knows how to flow. Your intuition already knows what to express. Your identity already knows what's true. Friction is what interrupts that natural movement. You see, creative flow is the default state. We are all creators. We were all put here to create. So it's the default state when there's nothing blocking it. Flow isn't something you achieve. It's not an unnatural thing. It's the natural state when you stop hesitating, when you stop overthinking, when you stop evaluating, when you stop judging yourself. Often judging yourself while you're in the midst of trying to create something. When you stop controlling and stop performing, you stop resisting. Creative flow is what happens when your internal channel is clear. Friction is what blocks the channel. There was a time when I thought that I needed to add something to get into the flow. You know, like there's something more you should be doing, more motivation, more discipline, more effort. Like I should try harder. But what I didn't see was that I was actually adding friction instead of improving my flow. Every time I judged what I was doing, what I was saying, every time I paused to evaluate, every time I questioned if this was good enough, I was slowing everything down. This is mental friction. Mental friction, it slows down creativity. Mental friction shows up in things like doubt and hesitation and overthinking. That self-monitoring, that perfectionism. I like to say perfectionism is the enemy to progress. That comparison that comes up when you're comparing yourself to another creator, or even trying to compare yourself to a different version of yourself at a different time. This fear of judgment. When you start expecting the worst and replaying mistakes over and over again in your head and worrying about outcomes. All of these thoughts drain your momentum. It sucks it out of you before you can even really get started. Friction equals internal drag. Flow, creative flow, is that internal glide. I remember sitting down to create and feeling like everything was just heavy. Not because I didn't know what I wanted to say, but because my mind just wouldn't get out of the way. I'd think something, then immediately I'd question it, and I'd start a sentence and then edit it mid-thought. Have you ever done that? Just try to kind of change what you're thinking while you're thinking it? And what should have taken me minutes to get done turned into something that felt like work. And that's when I realized that the slowdown wasn't an external thing. It was internal. It was internal drag. I realized that creative flow accelerates when the mind gets out of the way. Flow moves fastest when your mind stops interfering. Your thoughts stop competing. Your internal critic goes silent. Your focus narrows. Your presence just deepens. And then when you get in that creative flow, your thought slows down. Your intuition speeds up. Your judgment disappears. And clarity expands. And that's the point where the expression becomes effortless. Creative flow isn't more thinking. It's about less interference. I realize that you don't need more motivation. You need less resistance. And most creators try to fix their lack of creative flow by doing things like hyping themselves up, trying to get inspired, trying to force productivity, thinking that we can just power through. We try to become more disciplined and try to demand creativity on command. And all of those strategies, they fight the friction, but they don't remove it. Creative flow becomes consistent, not because you feel motivated, but because you remove what's blocking you. So, what happens when friction disappears? I call this the acceleration effect. When mental friction dissolves, your ideas move faster. Your confidence rises. Your intuition becomes more clear. Momentum strengthens. Expression becomes natural. And that inner critic gets quiet. Your creativity speeds up. And this emotional pressure that you feel, it drops. You become unstoppable. And that acceleration is why creative flow feels magical, but it's not magic. It's friction removal. The shift for me happened when I stopped trying to push through resistance. I started removing it instead. I stopped correcting every thought that I was having. I stopped judging every sentence that I spoke. I stopped trying to control how it would come out. And the moment I did that, things sped up. My ideas connected faster. My expression felt lighter. Momentum started to build on its own. And that's when I understood that flow wasn't something I needed to force. It was something I needed to stop interrupting. So let's talk about how to remove mental friction and accelerate flow. We call this the clearing method. Here's the process that clears your mental channel so that flow can accelerate. Step one, notice the friction. Ask yourself, what's slowing me down right now? Is it doubt? Is it fear? Is it overthinking? Or is it pressure? Name it. And then release the expectation. Say internally, I don't need this to be perfect. I just need to express. Expectation creates friction. Releasing it creates flow. Step three, get out of your head and into your body. Take one deep breath. Drop your shoulders. Relax your jaw. And then realize that your body anchors presence. Step four, follow the simplest next action. Flow starts with a single step. Press record. Write one sentence. Speak the first thought. Action breaks friction. Step five, trust the movement. The moment you feel momentum, stay inside it. Don't analyze, don't predict, don't question. Just let the channel run. Step six, maintain emotional openness. Friction thrives in emotional contraction. Creative flow thrives in openness. So stay soft, not tensed up, and just let it flow. I'll leave you with this. Flow accelerates not because you push harder, but because you remove what slows you down. Your intuition already knows the way. Your creativity already wants to move. Your identity already knows what's true. You clear the friction, and then flow becomes fast and effortless and powerful. Next in this micro series, we'll talk about how to re-enter flow quickly after being interrupted. This is a big one. Make sure you come back for that.